Hello, wonderful people. Hello, hello, hello. We are live, and today I have another one of my amazing contributors and Miraculous here to have a chat with me, Michelle Joy. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you, beautiful Abigail. Thanks for having me. I'm so honored. And I've been looking forward to this chat because I've been wanting to connect more with you for a while. So this is great. This is a beautiful opportunity.
I felt it. I totally felt it. So it's so interesting because well, before we even go into things, like, go ahead and tell us who you are, what lights you up. Yeah, let's start there. Who you are and what lights you up.
Well, I'm Michelle Joy. I'm a quantum healer and an ascension guide. And over the kind of journey, I've tried to simplify that as much as possible. But within those two services that I offer, I think what lights me up is seeing people that want my support step into their soul truth, that they sort of unpack all the programs and the masks and the vulnerabilities and just empower themselves to be who they've come here to be, because that's been my journey, and I love being able to utilize what I've healed within myself and help other people do the same. So lots of shadow work and childhood wounds and inner child healing, and then but doing that along the ascension journey. Yeah, I love it.
It's
Could do
so
it all day.
needed. Yeah, it's so needed. And I can tell how much you love it. So here's the thing. I noticed that you work with star seeds and indigo. How did you even start with that? Like, what pulled you into that? And I assume that you're a star seed, right? Because, yeah,
Yeah,
I feel it.
yeah, definitely. Well, when I was young, and I think a lot of starseeds have had this experience I'm about to say, but when I was young, I was very sensitive, like very empathic, and very overwhelmed by this world. A lot of things, just the structures felt like I couldn't kind of get my head and my heart around the injustices and the way it was orchestrated. And I used to often think, I'm an alien. And I think, I wonder if I'm an alien. Maybe I am an alien. And I had a fascination with the cosmos, with the stars. As I sort of gotten into my teenage years, I started to study astrology, and that was I felt that was a great fit because, I just loved the stars and the planets and anything to do with space. Obviously, I've moved out of that now, but that was a beautiful sort of segue into other things. And then when I had my kind of what I call my organic spiritual awakening in around 2018, I've always been a spiritual person, but I really got pummeled onto my path, as a lot of us do. I found a healer that worked on my soul, because my higher self was calling out to go get some soul healing. All the stuff I'd done just didn't encapsulate the soul, and I knew that I had karmic stuff to do. And then I learned about what a starseed was, and I was like, that's what I am. Starseeds and indigos, we always sort of have these the spiritual insight already turned on. Our third eye is already awoken, and we have an easier time of remembering, but we have a harder time in this 3D world because we are so sensitive. So it all made sense. And then, in this ascension cycle, I felt really called to go and help other starseeds, indigos, light workers. And I work with, starseeds,
Yes.
but just to come in and kind of do the healing so they can go on and help others, because this is a beautiful kind of domino effect, what's happening now. I help someone, they step into their power and they go help someone else, and it flows on like that. And I love that.
Oh my gosh, that's so powerful. I'm glad that you said that because I love that you said that for star seeds, the challenge is about embodying and grounding it, right? Because we're so connected to the stars and the heavens and everything spiritual. We're there because it's just natural for us. It's effortless for us. And then the real challenge is like, hey, now you need to ground your light so you can be of service to humanity. I'm glad that you mentioned that. So let's talk a little bit about the star seeds. How can one determine if they're a star seed? I know, like, for me, I just like yours, I knew that I was not, from this world, but I was born in it, And so what would you say? Who is a star seed?
That's a beautiful phrase that you've used. I often feel that as well. I think it is just a deep resonance. You do just know when you hear the term or when you learn what it is, it'll make sense. I have had a few clients who are not star seeds and they're quite comfortable with that. They're very much into earth medicine, and that's where they want to be in nature all the time. Not that star seeds don't. We love nature because we are very empathic, but I think, those earth angels, they get out there in the rough and they can camp and they can put it, do a fire, and we're just a little bit more, oh, no, I just want to lay back and look at the stars. Can you just do that? But we just know, I think, and every client that's come to me, they've known even before I looked into their field, even before, looked and read their records or whatever, they know. It's no surprise to them when I say, hey, you're a starseed. They know. I think what we can get really caught up in with the starseed stuff is, where am I from? I'm a Palladian. No, I'm an Arcturian. And the reality is we've got a resonance to maybe one or two of those more strongly, but we've been kind of all of those.
Yes.
All of those simultaneously. So I think we can get a little bit into that. But just knowing that you're a starseed, just know that you've come here at this time for a very important reason, and that's the Earth through her ascension. We are holding such a light, and we are able to remember a lot faster than those who are seated here. So we're helping them as this process unfolds. So it's by here, and it's hard as it gets. Once you remember that you're here for a reason, it's so liberating. It changes everything. Would you agree?
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
And I love that you mentioned the earth angels, because my husband is an earth angel. And I also love that you mentioned that, like where star seeds get stuck. It's like, I'm from here, I'm from here. And I love that you mentioned it, because it is true. We're not just one. Like, it is all about which wisdom we're pulling into this lifetime. For me, this lifetime, Andromeda is like number one, right? Pleiades is in there, Sirius is in there, but Andromeda is like, hey, that wisdom needs to be shared in this lifetime. But when I really tap into my lineage, I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere. Yeah. So I love that you mentioned that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's nice that we can, tap into the closest resonance.
Yes.
Because that's, like you said, the wisdom that we've got to bring through. Without getting stuck and bogged down. There's already so many programs in this reality that we get stuck and bogged down in. So let's not get bogged down in another one. But yeah, it's beautiful to tap into our resonance, because I also have some connection to Andromeda quite a lot. And I had an experience where I got taken on one of their ships once, which kind of blew my mind a little bit. And I was like, okay, so I always felt there was a connection there, and that's just validated that. But I don't want to stay bogged down to that, because I know that we're all very old souls. We've been around the block a few times.
Mm-hmm.
and we're here to anchor in love. Really, if we had to sort of say, what are we here for? That's what we're here to do. It's pretty simple.
The funny thing is that the main, Andromedas, the main mission for Andromedas is to anchor the unconditional love of the divine. It's all about pure love, and also redefining, because we've kind of polluted what love really is. So it's helping us remember what that even means, redefining that in a way, bringing that back to its purity, whatever that is. Like, that's what we're all here to do. Eventually we'll see what that unfolds to be together. But it's so interesting, like each, depending on what wisdom you're anchoring in this lifetime, what star origin you're from, like what wisdom you're pulling through, it shows like how you're going to be blossoming, expressing through that. It just is beautiful, especially when I, watching star seeds like express themselves in their pure, authentic, like, this is what I'm bringing to the world. Like, it really goes beyond, oh, I'm Andromedan, oh, I'm serious. It goes beyond that, and it really is about, what am I here to anchor? What am I here to teach? What am I here to express? Right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's beautiful. Exactly. It's all, let's talk frequency, because starseeds talk frequency. Really, as we get deeper into our journey, that seems to become a language that we're much more comfortable in, because we can feel it, we can speak it, And when we're talking about frequency, we just want to anchor that frequency in. So I'm always talking to my clients and on social media about basically keeping it really simple. It's
Yes.
either in the fear frequency and there's a spectrum on that, or in the love frequency and there's a spectrum on that. And when to avoid being in the fear frequency, we just need to discern our neutrality, because the more neutral we are, the more love we can anchor through, because we're not affected by the fear stuff.
Yes.
So it's easy and not easy at the same time. It's just a process. But yeah, I love keeping it simple.
Absolutely. We have to keep it simple so that we can focus on what we're here to do and not get lost in everything, right?
Yes, sister, absolutely. Yeah, beautifully said.
So, Michelle, what called you into saying yes and being part of this project that is literally changing everyone's life over here? What
Yeah.
pulled you into saying yes?
Well, like I said, when I'd seen you around, and I was like, oh, I really felt drawn to you. And so when you reached out, obviously with everything, I always do a little discernment check, and I was like, this feels good. This feels like I felt like it was a very beautifully 5D project, and I'm all about getting involved in 5D projects at the
Yes.
moment. So when it came across, I was like, this is going to help so many people. And I know that when I was doing, because I'm a social worker and a counselor in kind of the mainstream circle, I know how hard healing, like even counselors in that field will kind of never really give much faith to people doing their healing. But I've seen otherwise. When you get into the spiritual realms, healing can be done quite quickly. But what I thought was it would be so helpful for people to read our stories so that they can get hope that there's so much healing that can be done, that we can, do a 180 on our life and strip back everything. So there was that. And I think everyone loves to learn and relate to other people
Yes.
with their stories. The other thing was that I had been feeling like I was going to be writing something. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I just knew it was going to happen. So it was just divine timing as well. It's like, oh, well, this is it. This is the thing I'm supposed to write. It might not be the only thing, but this is that feeling that I was getting. And, why wouldn't I want to be part of such a beautiful project? I love writing as well, so that helps.
It totally does. And you're right. It's definite. This is just the beginning for you. Like I feel like most of the contributors stepping in, this is just like the first part. Like we all know that we're here to, like, eventually we're gonna write our own book that's gonna blow everything out. Like, just, and this is like the entryway, like, hey, see how easy it was for you to write that? Yeah, you can do more. Like that's what I'm feeling for everyone in there. I'm just so freaking excited to see
Yeah.
how this just blows up. And you're like, holy moly, I never knew this was even possible.
I can't wait to read everybody's chapters. Like, it's just going to activate us all. It's going to activate the people that read it. But I think we're all going to be activated as a beautiful sacred unit here. So just and it's come at the right time. I'm not working a lot at the moment. I've sort of got 2 puppies at home, which keeps me busy, and I've just I've got a lot of stuff flowing through me. So it's like, this is perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I love that. I love that. When I saw your picture, I was like, ooh, I want to learn more about her. I definitely want her in the book. I don't know why. I don't even, and also the title, the name of your business, Sovereign Souls. Like it pulled me right in. I was like, this woman, that she knows something. I want to know. I want to learn more about her. But it felt really good, and that's what I keep telling everyone. I said, this Miraculous book, although it's a physical book, it's a very conscious, container that is calling in the right frequency to what word am I looking for? To spread that frequency out through
Yeah.
us. Like we're just the channels, and is bringing that whatever is needed at this time through us. And it just continuously blows my mind what it's doing, like I'm always checking, like, hey, who else do you want in here? Who should I talk to today? And it never fails. Like it'll just pop up and I'll reach out to that person. And of course, it is the choice of that person to say yes or no, right? We all have a choice. So when someone hears the call and they say yes, I honor them, because I know it's not always easy. Even if you know that is what you're here to do, it's still sometimes not easy to say yes to it. So I honor you, sister.
Thank you, sis. And I honor you for, for doing something. I know you've done this kind of thing before, but wow, you're good at it. You're really good at it. So, I feel like we're all in good hands, but it's such a beautiful concept. Oh, I feel like it's going to help a lot of people. And that's where we're at the crux of this time where there's a lot of souls awakening.
Yeah.
It's been happening for years, but now more and more.
Oh,
And they're
absolutely.
going to need this support. And it's going to be a nice read. And people can pick, whoever they resonate with, and they might read this chapter now. And then a few months later, they'll go, I'm going to go and read that person's story. And it's going to be, it's all going to be a frequency match. I can just feel it.
Absolutely. Like as you were talking, I saw it could be even like an oracle where you grab the book and you just see what do I need to hear today, and you open to a page and you find what you need. Like I can see it happening like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Me too. Me too.
Oh, I love it. I love it. There was another question I wanted to ask you in regards to the indigos and the starseed. Oh, yes, you mentioned the earth angels. And I was talking about my husband is an earth angel too. Even though, again, we're trying to step away from the labels. Like he is my twin flame, so he's very much a starseed too. But he chose to come here and really be the anchor, right? And so it's really cool. Like when we go camping, like he's the one who's just running up the mountain, and I'm the one who's like behind him, like, oh gosh, like just let me talk about the stars, let me talk about spirituality, but good God, why are we climbing this mountain?
Oh, that's it's a beautiful example.
Yeah.
I love earth angels because we need them. Their role is super important in all of this.
Yes, absolutely. The structure, absolutely. Otherwise, we would be lost. We would totally be just ungrounded, I should say, right?
Yeah.
Ungrounded. Like they really, like he teaches me a lot about anchoring my light. It's not just about hanging around here in the ethers ungrounded. It's about anchoring. What does it mean to anchor your light? Just being present in my body, being present in my life. How am I connecting to everything that is physical? That's how we ground our light.
Absolutely. And a lot of star seeds and indigos, because we're so active from here and often upwards as well, doesn't mean we don't have our stuff below to work on, but we can have a hard time grounding. And the earth angels really do show us how it's done. And it's essential that we learn to embody, because we can't actually go through this ascension without embodying this light. That's our main job. So I think it's beautiful that the two of you have come together, and there's so much that you're showing each other. It just feels like that real beautiful divine masculine feminine balance.
Totally. It's almost like the star seeds are teaching I call them the earth seeds, right? They're teaching the earth seeds like, hey, you don't have to feel stuck and heavy. You can like feel lighter this way. And then the earth seeds are coming in to show the star seeds, hey, you don't need to escape up there all the time. It is safe for you to be in your body. It is safe for you to be in this world and be part of it. And it's just such a beautiful thing that is going on. Yeah.
Gorgeous, Abigail. I love that. Yeah, that's really beautiful. I love the way you've worded that. I'll steal that.
Please do.
Spread that message out, because that's a really beautiful way of looking at it, because I think sometimes it can, I don't want that hierarchy to ever filter in. We've already had enough hierarchy on this planet. We are all beings of God.
Yes.
We all have that essence of God within us. And even the most service to self beings have the essence of God. They might be diminishing it more and more, but they're all part of this, aren't they? So there is no hierarchy here. It's just that we just happen to be, we've spent some lifetimes elsewhere and we've come for a different reason. But eventually we want to get this planet to a point where it's interstellar again, and these earth seeds are actually going elsewhere as well. And there's, it's going to be amazing when that happens.
Absolutely. I agree. I got so excited when you said that. I can't wait. Just cannot wait. So before we end this, Michelle, I want to hear from you. What does miraculous mean for you? What does it mean to you? What does it elicit within you?
I think for me, it means that, because time is an illusion. So it means creating reality at whatever speed we need it to be. So, I've always had a problem with believing in miracles back in the past, even though I was deeply spiritual. I guess that was part of my programs of lack and whatnot that I was carrying. But miraculous means that, we are healing at a very fast rate at the moment. So miraculous things are happening. So there's in that, like, we can believe now in change happening very quickly. And
Yes.
the other part of it is that we are all the miracle.
Yeah.
We are the fact that we are here at this time and that we're going through this ascension, and we've had a few goes at it and it hasn't worked, but this time it's definitely going to work. We are the miracle.
Yes.
So it's got that beautiful, two kind of streams into it for me. And I know it's one of those words that people will have their own take on it, but it's very deep. It is very deep, and we are making miracles happen right now. There's a lot of people that don't realize how spiritually supported we are, but when we start to tune in, you'll feel that you can get onto a different frequency, leave all that other stuff behind, and it is quite miraculous what's happening.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I love what you just said. And this is part of this book, is redefining what miracle is. I feel like the church has programmed us to believe like miracles is supposed to be if you can turn water into wine, if you can wake up the dead, like the big stuff, right? But the truth is that we're constantly, every single day, experiencing a miracle. And the one that I always talk about is like just you waking up and taking a breath. That is a miracle.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's breaking it down to more simple, because you're right, the church, a lot of religions have kind of, I guess, distorted a few things, and we see that, like, unless it's a stone woman crying, or then it's not a miracle. But and I think because I came from a Catholic,
Yes.
and that's why I used to have a problem with that word, and
Yeah.
shame to have a problem with that word, because I am a miracle. How much healing I did in 6 months, how I came from no self-worth and no self-love to really embodying self-love. Like, I genuinely love me now. And that's why I want to get across to my clients and in this book, like, if I can do it, you can all do it too. Because there is a miracle of what is happening in the energies at the moment. We are able to shift. Like, things are shifting. It's incredible. So, and I think a lot of people are going to feel the miracle through the book, and they're going to feel the shift. It's going to be highly activating.
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you, sister. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. You got me even more excited now.
My excitement. Yeah, I'm so excited. I've got myself scheduled in my diary when I want to start writing, and I've got, I'm going to take your beautiful advice with setting a sacred space, and I love that idea. So yeah, let's bring it. Let's do this.
Let's do this. So those of you who watch this and you're like, I want to get in on this juiciness, I'm going to put the link below the video so that you can apply to be a contributor in this book. If you're feeling called, if you're hearing that yes, full body yes, do not hesitate, do not hold back. Get that application going so we can get you in there in this juiciness and we can do this together. All right, my loves, as always, from our hearts to yours. Until next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.